Well, welcome to Glasgow Rangers Station with me, your host, Owen James, guys. The channel brings you your team every single day. Look, I think, one of the things that Rangers have perhaps been criticised for in recent times has been the lack of um, young players coming through the system, the lack of youth players breaking into the first team. Now, obviously, we've had Ross McCausland this season. In the past, Nathan Patterson, been obviously more recently. But, other than that, there's been bit parts from people like Bailey Rice. Zach Lovelace has had the 45 minutes against St Mirren this season, but then got injured, obviously, and hasn't featured since. He's out injured again. I think one of the things that really is kind of a frustration for a lot of our fans is, our use of our youth product, our youth academy products, the fact that we don't seem to, bring through as many as the others, and we don't put a lot of faith in our youth players. You've got to look, across Scotland at the moment, and you look at the young lads like Connor Barron and Landon Miller, who are doing very well for their respective teams. And I know, obviously, it's a different challenge that they face, that, teams don't raise their game as much for Motherwell and Aberdeen as they do for Rangers, and that lot across the city to some extent. And also, the fact that teams don't tend to play the low block against Motherwell like they do against us. So obviously, when you play for Rangers, it is a very different set of challenges. That is an absolute given. But one thing that I've kind of looked at over the last night really got me thinking. I did an impromptu live stream of the Youth Cup final. Just decided to do it last minute. Didn't know how many people would join in. Thank God we had a fair few. Our normals, a lot of normal people joining in, commenting on the game and enjoying the game with us. It was nice to see it on BBC Scotland as well. And I thought the young lads did very, very well indeed. It was great to see, obviously, them lift the cup at the end, a 2-1 victory over Aberdeen. Always nice to beat Aberdeen no matter what at any level. In terms of the performance in the final last night, I thought it was a three-part performance, really, to be honest with you. I thought first half Rangers were the better side, looked good going forward, could have easily scored a couple of goals, got a couple of goals up, some impressive chance delivered by Archie Stevens, Paul Ncio, Josh Gentles played well and had a chance as well. A very good display indeed by the boys in the first half. Now, start of the second half was very different. Aberdeen came out with a new determination and really did take control of the game second half. But for some fantastic saves by Mason Munn, it could have easily been a very different situation. I thought Mason Munn last night was absolutely excellent, pulling off some absolutely brilliant saves. Really did, cover himself in glory, almost Jack Butland-esque at times. The Aberdeen in-swinging corners from the right-hand side with the left footer, Stewart, I think his name was, were particularly lethal, and Munn pulled off some great saves from that. Aberdeen obviously went in front from a corner. Nothing that Munn could do about it. You're headed down, the guy in front of him flicks his boot at it, and it goes into the back of the net. And at that point, it was probably no more than Aberdeen deserved, to be in the lead at that point. But the young lads fought back, and those three magic words that we love to hear, no doubt, conspiracy theory upon conspiracy theory, will come even at under 18 level from that lot across the city and from the Sheep. But we got a penalty, and Curtis slotted it away brilliantly. Nice to see as well that the boss and James Tavernier were there taking in the game. Tav, hopefully getting some hints on how to defend. Just a joke, guys, just a joke. But Curtis was sort of Tav-esque with his penalty. Nice to see Philippe Clement there and Stefan van der Heyden, Philippe's assistant, hopefully, checking out some of these young players and having a look at what these young players can do, because there were some young players, I want to talk about those shortly, who really impressed for me. I'm also going to put to right a couple of accusations and a couple of nasty things that have been said about me recently as well. But overall, I think we got back into the game, and then another player, Josh Gentles, who I thought had a very good game indeed. Shot from the edge of the area, goes through into the back of the net to make it 2-1 to Rangers. There were chances late on, of course, there were, to extend our lead, but I thought overall a well-deserved victory, and like I said, really nice to see the boys lift the cup at the end of the game. A fantastic 2-1 victory to give us the under-18 Scottish Cup. Fantastic, well done, boys, and a really enjoyable watch as well from the lads. Look, I think overall as well, what was encouraging was there were some very good young players out there. Now, I'm not saying for a minute these young under-18 should be thrown into the first team, but there are young players who I want to touch on shortly who I think could play a part even in the title running. Perhaps not, I'm not saying start them, but certainly from the bench have an impact. These young players bring on some youthful exuberance, some attacking verve, some attacking vigour, some real energy to impress. And I really hope that Philippe Clement saw that tonight in the young lads out there. I think, there's a number of players there's 4 players in particular that really impressed me last night. Obviously, Mason Munn, the goalkeeper, I thought was absolutely fantastic. His shot stopping was brilliant. His dominance from set pieces was very good. He commanded his area well. His community distribution was good. He looks a very good keeper. Now, obviously, Jack Butland is outstanding, and chances of Munn playing within the next sort of 3 to 4 years are pretty much non-existent, I think, if Butland is still around. Now, there are reportedly English Premier League clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool showing an interest in Munn, which is worrying. Certainly if we were to lose someone like him, he certainly is an outstanding goalkeeper. I think could certainly be a Rangers #1 of the future. He is English, which obviously could be a temptation to him to move back down south. One of the top players last night, his dribbling, the speed of his tack, his thought, his cleverness, and just general all-around ability is. Now, I know someone who's been talked about as having first team ready from the bench is Archie Stevens. I thought he was excellent last night. He joined Rangers obviously from Wimbledon in 2022. Another English player, someone else apparently that Brighton and Hove Albion are interested in trying to secure this summer. Certainly someone I hope we can hang on to, and hopefully hopefully giving him an opportunity to really get involved with the first team squad could help to persuade him to stay. Certainly when you consider that we have European football, we have trophy lifts, we have lots of things. Obviously, that playing at Ibrox is massive, and the fact that Rangers are a much bigger club than Brighton. So look, there we go. Overall, I thought he was excellent. One of the players that really impressed me last night was Paul Nisio, another English player from Lambeth, although he is qualified for the Democratic Republic of Congo as well. I thought he was excellent in midfield. He carried the ball well forward. His passing was good. He had good vision. He tackled well. Again, another all-round midfielder, someone else I would like to see, given an opportunity to play at some point, even from the bench. I thought Josh Gentles was very good. I think he's a bit too lightweight at the moment, needs to bulk up a bit. But again, very impressive. I think the BBC gave him man of the match, actually. I thought he was absolutely outstanding last night. I thought he was brilliant. Another very, very promising performance from the boy. Now, look, I'm not saying for a minute that any of these guys should be starting. That's not what I'm saying. But, let's get them on the bench. Let's give them a chance. You look at teams down south and players are 17, 18, 19 years old, getting an opportunity to play Premier League and Championship football. You look at Phil Foden, for example, at Manchester City, who got an opportunity. Sacco was only young when he came into the team at Arsenal. You look at Liverpool, some of the young players they've brought through this year and last year, some 18, 19-year-olds really impressing. So look, for me, I'd love to see us actually break away from this. I don't know what it is that's stopping us using these young lads and actually playing them. And I'm not saying start them, but certainly bring them on from the bench. Now, 2 players who I do think are first team ready. And look, I know my opinion matters for nothing. I know it's, at the end of the day, in Big Phil we trust, and it's Philippe Clement's opinion that matters before anyone pushes that down my throat. But Cole McKinnon, who has played this season a couple of times, is someone I think that is first team ready. Again, someone I'd love to see come off the bench and have an impact, can play in a number of midfield positions, and I think would be better than some of the options we've currently got on the to come off the bench. Certainly better than Scott Wright, for example. Another player that I would love to see get an opportunity towards the end of the season, even from the bench, is Bailey Rice. There's been talk about Rangers signing Connor Barron, talk about Rangers signing Lennon Miller, but are either of those 2 guys any better necessarily than Bailey Rice? Yes, they have more first team SPL experience, but Bailey Rice hasn't been given the opportunity to do that. Bailey Rice is seen as being an outstanding player. Bailey Rice is someone, again, who has attracted interest from EPL clubs. I really hope that at some point he gets the chance to play. There's something special, isn't there, about seeing these players that come out of your academy. Now, I know some of them have come from other academies to ours, from Linfield, from like Ross, Linfield, from Wimbledon, from Millwall, from Motherwell, etc., etc. But they've still had time at our academy, and there's something special about seeing one of those guys come through and actually represent the first team. And I would love to see Bailey and Cole McKinnon given an opportunity to play. But obviously that's down to Big Phil. In Big Phil we trust. We have 5 games left, 4 League, 1 Cup, 5 wins, and who knows what can happen by the end of this season. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, please smash that sub. There's the thing that I think a lot of people need to remember is, and I get a lot of accusations, I think, because of my English, because I'm English, I am English, yes. I have soft spots for English football teams, of course, for Leeds, for Sunderland. That's who my family supports. My dad's family are all Leeds. My mum's family are all Sunderland. Um, so you know, of course, I want to see those teams do well for my parents' families. But I am Rangers through and through. I support Rangers. That is my team. I've been a Rangers fan since 86, 87. You know, would someone who does not love the club as much as does not love the club spend, you know, all their time off? I mean, I work 45 hours a week in retail. Um, you know, it's a hard job, guys. And all my downtime, I spend doing editing, getting the videos ready, doing research, putting together videos and content about a club I love. And I think it's frustrating that when I get accused of things that are not true, that, you know, that I'm an X supporter or a Y supporter, I'm a fake, I'm a whatever. It's not true, any of it. You know, I am a Rangers fan. I am a Rangers fan to the core. I always have been since 86, 87. You've seen the pictures of me when I was a kid wearing my Rangers top. Look, you know, people can come on and accuse me what they want. They'll get banned. But I appreciate so much, though, the support I get from you guys. It is phenomenal. And I love the support I get. I love your comments. I love, you know, even though we don't agree all the time on certain things, it's fantastic to discuss things. We are all Rangers fans at the end of the day. We are part of the same family. And I love this club. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, please smash that sub. And on the way out, two things I always ask of you. Number one, smash the like. Number two, please always remember we are the people.